you define sustainability? What does it mean to live sustainably? Is sustainability a cultural concept? Does it mean integrating more innovative technology into our everyday lives? Or a return to more traditional ways of living? Or perhaps both? While there are various ways to define sustainability, most definitions include the idea that what we use today should not deplete the resources of future generations, that people should be able to live and work in ways that protect our biodiversity and do not exploit the environment. Sustainability involves every aspect of our lives, be it the choices we make when we consume food, how we grow and produce the food that we eat, the materials we use to make our clothing and buildings, and to the way that we transport our goods, to finally what becomes of these materials when we are done with them. The purpose of this video is to explore sustainability through the cultural context of Nyeri, Kenya. In May of 2013, a Penn State Community Development class traveled to Nyeri and saw many examples of sustainability. This video presents a few of the efforts as well as challenges Kenyans face in living sustainably today. Located northwest of Nairobi, Nyeri town is a hub of industry and business development. Surrounded by land rich in volcanic soil, this area is where 70% of Kenya's food is produced. Nearby to Mount Kenya and with many national parks, Nyeri also has a strong tourism industry. A new constitution has redistributed power to local communities, and 30% of government development funds have been allocated for youth empowerment. So for many Kenyans, this is a hopeful time. Let's turn now to take a closer look at a few sustainable businesses in the Nyeri region. There are two sustainable businesses operating at the Children and Youth Empowerment Center, which serves as a home and job training program for street children and youth in Nyeri. Mbuvi Patrick is an established artist at the CYC. He first began his business by weaving bracelets to sell in Nairobi and was inspired to expand to produce custom-made tire shoes in 2006. He's currently training other youth at the center on the shoe design and sewing techniques. It takes him 2 to 3 days to complete one pair. Mbuvi's business is sustainable in several ways. He's able to make a viable living, turning a profit of 600 shillings, or about $7 for each pair. He saves money by reusing old tires, but he needs to continue to expand his market. Fashion-wise, the shoes are mostly appealing to tourists, not Kenyans. So while the business is environmentally sustainable, Mbuvi will need to find new ways to develop the market to make it also economically sustainable. Another sustainable business at the Children and Youth Empowerment Center is a paralysis machine, which converts waste products into useful materials. Designed and fabricated by Michael Nthenge, the center's technician, the machine is one of only 2 in all of Africa. Using thermochemical decomposition, plastic bottles and bags are heated and then converted into diesel fuel. The byproduct gases are then collected in water. The machine first provides waste management by eliminating toxic polythene litter, which can take up to 450 years to biodegrade. Michael can profit from his business because the plastic material originally sourced is essentially free, and the produced fuel can be sold at 100 shillings, or a little over $1 per liter. Also, he can build and sell more paralysis machines for up to 600,000 shillings, or about $7,000 each. Michael's machine demonstrates how economic and environmental sustainability can go hand in hand. While there are many examples of sustainability in Kenya, the country continues to face many challenges. A visit to the Small-Scale Growers Research Center helps us to explore the challenges of farming sustainably in the region. Established by the Ministry of Housing headquarters in Nyeri, the SSGC works to mobilize and educate farmers to engage in sustainable land use. Ernest Wangombe, coordinator for the center, describes this gap between research and farming practices in Kenya.
Okay, I talk of my area, environmental sustainability. It's actually very broad, but we try to zero down to various issues. And the idea here is most of those big research institutions that we have here in Kenya, actually we have the best, among the best research institutions in the world. And the kind of information you get there, if only it can get down to the people on the ground, I'm sure this could be a food basket for the whole of Africa even. But the problem now is there is a disconnect between the big research organizations and the people down there on the ground, because mostly the research papers are not very easy for everybody. It's not an everybody's thing.
Yeah.
And the kind of, that information has to be disseminated. It has to be, if need be, we want even to put it in various languages, like local languages that people can understand. But first of all is to make it simple for people to understand and be able to digest those information.
As Ernest explains, dissemination of research is one of the challenges to integrating more sustainable farming practices in Kenya. Unless the people have access to this information, new research and sustainability strategies go unused. The examples of sustainability in Nyeri remind us that sustainability is not only about jobs and the environment, but also culture and our ideology, or how we view ourselves and our surroundings. Unless sustainability is a shared cultural attitude, it will fail to become an integral part of how we live and work as a society. While people may be taught sustainable practices, they must also feel supported by a culture which values those practices. Otherwise, people will not continue to carry out learned actions into the future. What does sustainability mean to you? How is it addressed in how we grow our food and earn a living? Do our policies and our culture support sustainable ways of living and working? For further exploration, see the discussion questions at the end of this video. These inquiries are worth exploring as we look forward to a more sustainable lifestyle and maintain a more sustainable world.